Welcome back to the Brother Speak podcast. This is Brother Speak. Doing another one. This is going to be a kind of a quick one. This is more or less a response to the earlier Faith Factor panel that I was on. She was talking about older men dating younger women, while younger women shouldn't do it. Now, I'm on the opinion that in this environment, no, no, we don't have the culture for that. We really don't have the culture to do that. It would in other cultures they do it. It's not a thing for them. But in our culture, no, because a lot of older men are seen as predatory, and some of them are predatory. A lot of these older dudes are trying to relive their youth, and they're trying to brag to their friends, "Look at this hot piece of ass that I got." Then you have the younger women who's looking for a father figure because daddy wasn't there, or if he was there, he just sucked as a dad, or this illusion that this older man is going to be a meal ticket for them, or it turns into a sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship, which they don't typically end well. If you had a culture where the families are monitoring the situation, they have checked him out, they've checked her out, and they see if they're compatible, then yes, I can see it working. Now, I'm not looking at no 20-year-old getting with a 60-year-old. That's just fucking insane to me. The only thing the 20-year-old could do for him is make his last days as comfortable as possible. That's very extreme. But if you're talking about maybe 10, maybe 20 years difference, in the right culture, yes, it could work. But let's be realistic. We don't have the culture for that because a lot of these guys they are seen as predatory. There is not a respect factor for a lot of older black men anyway. So they look at as some disgusting old dude, and this girl is trying to take him for his money, or she's looking at him for a father figure that she never had. So already the dynamics is bad. Now, if it was a situation where he's trying to, as the older man, trying to guide her, something like that, really managing her and able to manage her, and I know that sounds like, oh, well, he tried to control her. As a husband, you're managing her. You manage the family. So, as a manager, you do guide your employees as well as tell them what to do, but guide them into the way that would be successful for your situation. So, I like I said, if it was something like that, then yeah, I could agree with it. But let's look at this environment. We got old people trying to go in the club still. Especially some of these old dudes, they go in the club, still go in the club. Not like the older club where you got older people, but they trying to go in the young clubs. I'm like, oh, dude, sit your butt down somewhere, bro. And this ain't just with the men; it's women too. Going at the young dudes because they didn't get the amount of penis that they wanted when they were younger. They were married early, or they had kids early or something like that, and they never grew up. So they still had that young girl mentality. So that's why I always say that the whole thing that women grow more mature than men. Yeah, not really. They getting with this young dude trying to control him with her money and her vagina and her lifestyle. And that don't work either. It don't work because he's gonna get tired of you. You're getting older, wrinkles, all this stuff. He's gonna get tired of you. He wants somebody his own age. That don't work. And no culture would allow that. Older woman with a younger dude. They ain't doing that. Now they do the older man with the younger woman because the older man will be more established, more mature, and he could manage this young woman better. Again, if we had that type of culture. But no culture is letting a young man be with an older woman. They don't do that. Why? Because they expect him to be the head. He's supposed to be managing the house. How you gonna manage an older woman who probably know more than him? Not gonna work. So it's like, but like I said, that's all irrelevant in this type of culture that we have right now, which is fucked up. It's not gonna work. Now there was people say, well, maybe you should marry young. And I'm like, not really. Again, it goes back to our culture. We had a culture that the families are getting together, analyze these people, and they could be a support group for this young couple. I would agree with that too. But we don't have that anymore. When you're coming from broken homes on both sides of the coin and not getting the guidance when you're younger, now you're coming into a relationship, you don't know shit. You don't know how to treat this man. You don't know how to treat this woman. You don't know how to build with each other. All you know how to do is control and take. This girl coming to a relationship saying all these men, all they want to do is take your pussy, and they leave you with bastard kids everywhere. Then you got the guys like, oh, all these women are hoes. They'll take all your money and break your heart and leave you in the clean. So you have that mindset going in. So we already we have a aura of mistrust, and it doesn't help that you have the media that perpetuates this. They don't perpetuate loyalty, respect, honor, trust, loyalty. Probably said loyalty twice. They're not promoting it. They promoting getting pleasure however you get it, getting the bag, getting the vagina, getting the penis, and just taking whatever you want and not giving back at anything. So you have that influence coming in. Now you're trying to make a relationship in your early 20s when you have all this information in your head and you're not getting any guidance from your parents because they're not together. They're not on a unified front. How's that going to work? So yes, I would say that you need to be older, men and women, because now you've lived your life, you dated, you know what type of person that you want, you know yourself, and so now you can better interact with each other and build a relationship and build a legacy instead of being dependent on one another and trying to take from one another. A lot of people try to be parasites instead of being I don't know what's the opposite of that. Instead of building with each other, working with each other, they want to take from each other. it doesn't work. So yeah, I don't. Only in certain situations would I say an older man should be getting with a younger woman. And if we had a culture where they would hold both of them accountable and make sure they're not quick to run from each other, that they're compatible with each other, then yes, I can see it work. Other cultures do it. But in this environment, no. Uh-uh. Not for no long time. Now, I mean, if you want to be a sugar daddy, sugar baby, or you just want to hang out with a younger chick a few times or something like that, get your rocks off or something like that, she get some money on the side or something like that. Hey, I'm not the moral police, but we're talking about a serious relationship that you can build on. In this environment, I would say no, unless you really, if you're an older man, you really have the patience for that. Mm-mm. What you got to talk about? Because first you got to get over the mindset of both. Then the health issues. You know, he's getting older. He want to settle down. He's already ran around and all that, so he's trying to settle down. Or he still want to get more chicks, more chicks. He ain't settled down at all. And then she's young. She want to explore, learn new things. Or she might want to sit at home too and just be a housewife or something like that. But he's still running around. So it's like there's so many different factors in this environment that we have now to make it's not a good idea. I mean, it can work, but the odds of it happening in this environment is very slim to none. And you know, they talk. Now I don't listen to Kevin Samuels. To be honest with you, I'm not even on that. And you know, I just hear things about what he's saying about the past generation. I'm like, look, there's two things that is different now than back then. One, men were required to be the leaders, providers, and protectors. They were required, not expected, required. And the women was expected and required to stay home and take care of the family while he's going out and providing. He's going out to make the money. She can go on and manage the household. You don't have that anymore. You got women making just as much money as men. So it's like, and they're not seeking someone to be their managers in the sense, husband. They're looking for partners. They're looking for companionship, which is fine, but a companion is not going to be a leader. When you need him to be a leader, he's just a companion. You didn't seek him for leadership. You didn't seek him to be a husband. You're seeking him to just hang around. Same with these dudes. You're seeking someone to be around so you can get vagina. You're seeking someone to be around, to stroke your ego. You're seeking her to be someone on your arm to stunt on other dudes. That's not going to work in a relationship, a true, actual relationship. So either either way it's going, it's like you have to have maturity for that, and you're not going to get that hanging around somebody because either they're going to enable immaturity or they're gonna be a constant battle for control, a constant battle of who's gonna be leader and all that, and it's never gonna work. It's gotta be some established roles in these relationships, and you can't do that when you're young because you don't know how to do that. You have to learn that, and because a lot of men and women today are not getting guidance on how to be themselves, how to build themselves up. They're too busy telling you got to get this bag, you got to get this female. Your life is worthless without a female. Your life is worthless without a dude. Your life is worthless without money. Your life is worthless if you don't have children. Your life is worthless, and all these things telling people what they're worthless without somebody instead of saying, look, build yourself up. Be somebody that you're proud of within, then go and get somebody else. So now you're not looking to complete yourself with someone else. I hate that term. I hate that term, better half. I don't like that term because you are looking for someone externally to validate you instead of within. You can't do that, men or women. That's why you have all these conversations about dating, relationships, sex. Is trying to find something that you're not satisfied from within with someone else. They cannot give that to you. Happiness, fulfillment, you cannot get that from someone outside. That has to be internal. You can't live for someone else. You have to live for yourself, then for the people around you. Because if you don't, what ends up happening that you give all yourself to a person and you lose yourself. Now you don't know yourself. That's why we have these relationships that we have. I think Miss J on that panel made a good point. These relationships are so short because they don't know themselves. And because they don't know themselves, they don't know what they like. They don't know what they should like, what they shouldn't, what type of relationship will work for them. So they're going around just stumbling around in relationships, and people's hearts are getting broken. You got children from broken homes. If they having children on it, it's just you having more people who are more bitter, more angry than they should be. So for me, that older man, younger woman dynamic in this environment is not going to work because nobody knows themselves. Nobody's mature and understanding themselves. It would never work because eventually you're just going to go on different paths. Even if you have a man who likes to sit at home, you may have a woman who likes to sit at home. At some point, she might want to switch it up, or he might want to switch it up. So it's like it's not going to work because people grow, you change, and especially as an older man, there's a lot of health issues that come about. That's if you're not taking care of your health, which a lot of men don't take care of their health like they should, which I said in a couple live streams ago. Unhealthy black males. A lot of us are unhealthy, so we're having a lot of health issues that we probably shouldn't have because we're too focused on getting a vagina and getting this bag. and not focus on ourselves, building ourselves, making ourselves healthy, so that when we get with women, we're coming from a place of stability, stable in our mind, body, and soul. Instead, we're coming at it from, I'm trying to impress these chicks. I'm trying to impress my friends with getting this young chick. You don't even know this chick. You ain't doing shit. You don't know. You ain't doing nothing with this chick. It's just you just there, and then she's just there because she don't know anything. Because she don't know herself. So it's just like it wouldn't work. Not in this environment. Not in this environment. I wouldn't do it. Now I'll trick on the younger chick. I'll do that. But marry one? What we gonna talk? So again, in this environment, you, you, mm-mm. Older woman, younger man, nope. Mm-mm. I wouldn't name nobody older, to be honest. So, mm-mm. Well, we got to talk about it. And I'm not the one. I don't even go out that much. I'm like, and I'd be like, I don't want to talk to this old chick. So again, it don't make sense. But you were living in this illusion. I don't get it. But that's it. Yeah, have a good one.